live, local, and loving on Wilson Bank and Trust. Kenny Martin, our city manager. We know his time is precious. I'm Justin Beasley, your public information officer. But the grass, always pretty here at Wilson Bank and Trust. Got a great car behind us. Kenny knows a lot more about that, and we're going to preview the car show coming up. Kenny, first off, tell me a little bit about your day and this nice ride behind us.
Oh, man, I'm standing here by this car. I'm super envious. I've known the car for 30-something odd years and the family, and the car itself's a 1955 Chevy Bel Air. I call it a resto mod. I'm not sure what the owner calls it, Mr. O'Neill, but it is an absolutely beautiful car. What you're seeing on TV doesn't give it justice for in person. It's a 6-speed at that. It's got this big motor. I don't know how much horsepower it's got, but it is absolutely beautiful. They just don't make cars like this anymore.
And this is a staple event in the community this Sunday that we'll tell you a little bit more about, with a staple car in the community that many people have seen and know about the history. First off, Kenny, I want to talk to you. You're the manager, economic development director in Mount Juliet, where you're not busy doing something, recruiting a business into Mount Juliet. Tell us kind of the latest of what's going on, what's on your mind. I'm sure many good things on your mind this year.
It is. And you're right, Justin. Thank you for everything you do, not only to promote our community, but to promote our small businesses. It's like Wilson Bank and Trust. It's a local bank. You know, they're great. They do everything you can think of in the community. They do scoreboards at our schools. They do sports teams, you name it. They do lots of sponsorships in our community. We just can't thank them enough for what they do. Mm-hmm. The bank's beautiful. The grass out here is like carpet. I mean, it's literally, this grass like 3.5, 4 inches tall. But they're having a big car show this weekend. We just love the things that they do here. But I guess this time of year in the spring and everything's blooming, that's why you and I both, if we sound funny, the allergies are just wearing me out right now. Everybody jokes because I've got this big nose, you know, and it's like, that's why you get allergies. I'm like, yeah, that's probably a big part of it. But it's absolutely awesome in Mount Juliet. I love it when you see the green trees and the flowers and the grass is so pretty. I love it when I see our businesses and people coming out of those businesses and riding by the Dunkin' Donuts and the Scooters Coffees and the different businesses here in Mount Juliet, and seeing people sitting out on the patio and just enjoying that quality of life that we have. You know, there's old saying is that, you know, nobody likes traffic, but we're all a part of the traffic.
Oh, yeah.
And we're trying to work on that. We got some really good things going on through our board of commission and our staff and our citizens to try to improve the traffic situation. Not only in Mount Juliet, but in Middle Tennessee, traffic is just everywhere right now. So we're working on that. But it's just a beautiful place to be.
Absolutely. And you mentioned our board of commissioners. I often say when I'm speaking in public about them, that they talk about infrastructure outside of public safety being the number one priority. You look at the city budget this year and next year, it emphasizing and improving infrastructure in all areas of town.
It is. You know, it's like a lot of folks ask us, they say, can you do the roads ahead of time? Is there a way to do the roads out there? It's one good thing about development now and what the board of commissioners are trying to do. They're doing that in Providence Central. Mm-hmm. It's a perfect example. Providence Parkway, which was just recently added and goes all the way through. The connector to Adams Lane, which will eventually connect, that's being built. Mm-hmm. But we're already in the process of widening Providence Central from 3 lanes to 5. So that's all being done as we speak before that next phase of development comes. And when we front end, we're doing paths that you're going to see a lot of road improvements in Mount Juliet, and none of them happen overnight. But if it wasn't for the citizens, our elected body and the staff working hand in hand, listening to one another, communicating, and working with the state, we wouldn't be in line for some really big things like Central Pike, Old Lebanon Dirt Road, Highway 70, you know, Providence Central, Golden Bear is going to be widened at some point, and of course, you know, the Central Pike interchange. That's going to be huge for our city. And, you know, what might have been 10 years down the road has now been sped up with, you know, to within 3 years.
Right.
So those are huge things that we haven't seen yet because they haven't come to fruition yet. But when they do, and you're thinking back up like the widening of the bridge at 40, the difference that made, you know, the adaptive signals that we put in and other things we've done in Mount Juliet, we're adding the slip lane on Highway 70. Those little things sometimes make big improvements as well.
Absolutely. It takes time. And as you said, all three, the city management, the elected body, and the citizens, when they pack the board of commissioners rooms, we love that because we need that feedback from them in order to know what we're going to have in the city. Speaking of what we're having in the city, there is a lot popping off at Charlie's Place with Judge Sellers. He seems like he's doing a dedication
the emphasis tends to be on traffic, and nobody really gets excited about traffic.
Yeah, I certainly understand that. Anything else that is on? A lot about fire, talk a lot about police. Interim Chief Joey Edwards seems to be doing a fantastic job, and North Fire Station will be up any minute now.
Yep. Yeah, you know, with the city and the Board of Commissioners believing in our community and saying, you know what, we're going to invest. Public safety is number one in our city. Keeping our people safe, quality of life is so very, very important. And you can't have good quality of life without safety. What we're doing in the police department, we'll be starting a new police department headquarters here real soon. You got a new fire station down at Green Hill. We're already looking for land for another fire station. Mm-hmm. The new fire station will open probably in June, and to start a whole EMS division, to take 3 EMS vehicles that we didn't have just a few months ago, and now have those troops out there now keeping people safe, showing up on wrecks, showing up on health issues, transporting people to hospitals. There's a really serious crash this morning to where unfortunately there was somebody that was driving, they didn't have a seatbelt on. They ran off the road, they hit a telephone pole, some very, very serious injuries. But our emergency response personnel responded to that, loved on those people, transported to the hospital, and as we stand here now, we want to keep them in our prayers because it was a very serious crash. And those are things that sometimes you can't avoid. Sometimes just things happen, and that's one of them. But having those troops there and seeing what they're doing would not have been possible to the degree it was had our elected body and citizens not believed in us and said, we won't get you the tools you need to keep people safe. That's just phenomenal. And that doesn't happen, right, because our property tax is so low without sales tax. And sales tax comes from having people come to town for a car show, come to Dunkin' Donuts, come to Kroger, come to Walmart, come to BJ's, whatever it may
Scooters,
be,
coffee,
a new Cadillac dealership, and patronize and spend money here, because if you're spending that money in another community, it does not benefit your local community. It benefits the state, but it doesn't benefit the city. So I always encourage folks to be, it's going to sound odd, to be selfish, to say, you know what, I'm not going to spend in a city I don't live in right now. I'm going to wait till I get back home and spend that money at a local business so I can patronize them. And that's not to punish anybody else. We encourage their residents to do the same thing.
Helps out the teachers too.
It does, helps out the teachers big time. We can't forget teachers, because without teachers, they're sort of our parents away from home, and our educators, and they love us as much as our parents do at times, and they sometimes see us more than our parents do. So, we have what I feel like is the best school system in the country, because it's filled with good people.
Absolutely. Amen to that. So we've hit on the high points. Enough of us. We're going to invite Kevin Sanders in here with Wilson Bank and Trust, and we're going to put up his lower third as well.
Kevin's going to come in and make us look bad.
Yeah, I know, right?
I don't know about that.
Kevin, we're so proud of you because we watched Kevin grow up in the Wilson County school system. Years now?
18 next week.
18 next week. Doesn't look like it. They started him out really young, but we're so proud of you, Kevin. We appreciate what you guys do and everything that Wilson Bank and Trust does, not only for Mount Juliet and Wilson County, but in Middle Tennessee and beyond. So thank you.
Right. Kenny, thank you so much. So Justin, appreciate y'all out here today. We're just so excited to be in this community, to be in Wilson County, and to be able to promote this event that we're having this weekend.
Big event coming up Sunday, I'd say.
Next year, so this year will be our 27th.
Yep.
Last year we had record attendance, and so we're hoping for the same this Sunday as well too. So we're going to have cars being out here. They'll start registration from 8 to noon, and basically it'll go all day from 8 to 3. We'll have an award show at 3, and then we'll have inflatables for the kids beginning at 10. Just all kinds of fun events. I think Justin's put up the promo right there.
Yeah.
So,
well, if you hadn't been, I've been just about every year since they've had it, but I've never entered a vehicle, right? So this year I'm going to try to enter a vehicle. So I have a question for you, Kevin. Do you happen to be a judge this year?
I do get to pick the president's choice.
Oh, gosh.
But,
And I mean, well, I wouldn't get any special favors or anything, or if I brought my truck. What you're saying is you're going to be a fair judge and pick the best vehicle.
Fair. We're actually very fortunate. I know about banking. I really don't know about antique cars, but we partner with the Mid-10 AACA
So they know what they're
car
doing.
club. They know what they're doing. They have drive to show judging. They are the experts, and we just come in and help support and promote the event for them and help put it on.
Well, I'm excited because I know that looking at this beautiful car here, mine isn't deserving, but to me, it's my little point of pride, right? For me and my wife, we love it. It's fun for us, but for the small fee that you pay to enter into something, to have other people look at your car and brag on it, that brings me joy personally. So I'm excited about getting to do it, and I appreciate what you guys do, because you don't only do it here, but you do Glade Fest, and you also do the main headquarters in Lebanon.
Right. We do several different car shows. This actually is the one that kicked it off with the Mid-Ten AACA's car club, and we do partner with several other car shows throughout our bank family as well too. So, you know, Kenny mentioned it's a very small fee, $15 to enter a car, but it's free admission for everybody else. So if you're coming out to be a part of the show, just to see it, jump on the inflatables, it's all free admission. And that's what we want to make sure that's a good family-friendly event that we're really excited about.
There's a graphic up here too that you sent me in an email that talks about the classifications of the cars.
Yes.
Can you go a little bit more in detail about that?
Sure.
For guys like me that don't understand it.
I still learn it, even though I've been doing it, 17 years or so. There's 56 different classifications. You can see different types of cars. We will have old cars out here, but we'll have the new cars. So, this show is something for everybody. I think last year we had a Tesla, we had a 2022 Corvette out here as well too. So it's both the new and the old, and that's what's great about this show. It brings generations. You're being able to share that experience with the kids, and they're it's really cool to see the kids their eyes open up. It's like, wow, you hadn't seen this.
That's why what Kevin just said makes sense. This is a car show for anybody and everybody. That's why they got so many classes, because we've all had that car that to us was something special, but it's either too new or it wasn't quite fancy enough. And in your mind, well, my paint's not good. There's something for you at this Wilson Bank and Trust. If you think about, we were talking about the mom and pop shops and businesses, from all the different businesses, not having a bank that got behind them, believed in them, and sponsored them. So they're not only involved in the car show and the local banking, but their fingerprints are all over the county and beyond. And of course, we're talking about Mount Juliet today. So in Mount Juliet, I think of all the businesses that do business with you guys that wouldn't otherwise be able to do it without coming up and selling you and make their dream come true.
Actually, this is one of our small business customers, Bob.
Bob in right now?
Yeah, Bob.
Come on over here and join us, my man.
Yeah, we want to talk about this car that they said you were placing up for sale today for half price. And if you notice, he's laughing because I've been kidding him about this car for 30 some odd years. This was his dad's car. It was beautiful then, and this son is doing his dad a lot of good justice by making the car even better. So we want you to tell us a little bit about your car and your relationship with Wilson Bank.
Well, Dad bought this car in the late 90s, and he had it for about 4 or 5 years before he passed away. And I acquired it through the family, and I've just been enjoying it ever since. And you never finish with them. You're always working on them. You're always doing stuff to them. But it's a 1955 Chevrolet Bel Air, and it's got a 383 stroker motor in it, 6-speed transmission. Got all the modern comforts of air conditioning and USB ports for your phone and things of that nature.
I think we're going to see Kenny and Bob riding down the road together.
Oh man, I've never ridden in it, but I've seen it. And I tell you, if you like hot rods and muscle cars, this is a combination of both. You could jump in this car and go anywhere, probably get really good. So not on a good gas mileage, but it's an absolutely beautiful car. And these are the kind of things that I love, because you're talking about something that's 6, 8 years old, and so how many things you see? I look older than the car does, but I'm younger than the car. So it's just absolutely beautiful. And thank you for what you're doing. Thanks for conducting business with Kevin and the bank.
Well, we've had a long relationship, and they've treated us really well. So no complaints for us. And this car show is special to me because my dad came to this car show.
Yep.
So I always try to make it always sentimental to me.
That's exactly
so,
right.
It's a great community event. All the nice cars show up.
Yeah, to me, it's like the first car show of the year, and I'm excited about it because I'm hanging on to hope that we don't get any kind of sprinkles of rain, because a lot of folks don't want to bring their cars out when it rains. And I said, man, the first year I can actually bring something out that I'm sort of proud of, and at least go down there and be a part of it. But even if I can't get my truck to run to get down there, his will be here, right? So I'm gonna come look at everybody else's cars. So
we usually have several national award winners out here as well.
Some nice cars.
Beautiful. So
great.
Just thank you guys a lot. Justin, you want to pop back in?
You want to invite them?
Yeah, I'd like to introduce Trey Geisenhofer and Laura Smith. Trey is the office manager here at our North Mount Juliet Road office. And Laura Smith is our marketing events officer. And so just have a great team. We couldn't do this without our partnership with all of our other banking. So Trey, you want to introduce yourself?
Troy Geisenhofer, our manager and lender here at the Mount Juliet Road location. Excited for a big car show event. Hopefully we'll have another great turnout as in years past. This, I think, was mentioned our 27th annual this year. So be a lot of great customers and community members come out and bring a lot more cars like this beautiful one behind me.
Laura, tell them what you do at the bank.
I'm the marketing events officer at the bank. I handle all the big events bank-wide for our footprint. And, you know, this is a family event. You can bring the kids out. We're going to have inflatables, concessions, you know, things to register for with other vendors here. So we try to include everybody for this. But it's a great day to come out with the family.
Kona Ice, maybe?
Oh, yeah, Kona Ice. Come and get a Kona.
So
Oh, yeah.
good deal. Justin, what else you got? What else?
That's basically it. We're here again, live, local, and loving on Wilson Bank and Trust, and emailed me about this so early on the job and kind of trying to find my ground, which I still am, if we're being quite honest. But we certainly thank you all for what you're doing in the community. Hope you have a great Sunday. Just tell them one more time, I'm going to show the flyer if they want to share it. Just last details if they're just tuning in late, what they can expect on Sunday.
Sure. Sunday, May the 7th, come out. Registration for cars are from 8 to noon. We'll have inflatables up from 10 to 3, and awards is at 3 o'clock. So really anytime 10 to 3, car show will be up and going. If you want to bring your car, usually those get here between 8 and 10, 8 and 12. So just a great family time, kick off that car show season, hoping for great weather and something to do in the community. So
Absolutely. Well, thank you all for joining us. Thank you, Kenny Martin, our city manager. We know time is valuable for joining us as well. We did have a couple of internet issues, but again, as I say, the thumbnail is up on Facebook. You see live, local, loving on Wilson Bank. Many people will be coming on Sunday. We'll take credit for that. I'm kidding. 27 great years. We won't take any credit for it. And I often get joked about, you work banker's hours, Justin? I sure do. It's 10. We're signing off. We're going to pick the kids up and heading home for the weekend. So thank y'all so much if you don't work Friday, but
Yeah.
most of us are working Friday. So again, thank y'all again. Best of luck on Sunday. Hear the cars revving up already. We'll see you on Sunday.
Yes, sir.